So this is day 6 or 7 of my refeed, which at this point, don't even call it a refeed, right? Well, I just got back from a walk around the blocks and around the block, and that usually takes me about 15 minutes. It's I don't know how many steps. Could it be 1,000, 2,000 steps or something? But the idea is, I don't know how many calories it burns or whatever, but it's quite a walk, and it kind of resets me a little bit from a stress point of view. So I like to take it once a day. And then, I'd go for my runs in addition to that and stuff like that, but I don't go on my run every day, maybe every other day. But anyway, today it's funny that I call it a refeed day because I'm basically fasting. What I mean by that is, for example, today I had black coffee, and I didn't have anything else, but I'm planning on making that 400 calorie layered latte. So I guess it's like fat fasting. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't really feel the need to do it right now, so I just think I could sip on the black coffee. So we'll see, because I may not actually make it. It just depends on the situation, because right now I'm dealing with this stupid thing with eBay. This guy that paid $900 for these Japanese Pokemon cards that I had for over 13, 14 years. And, right now I'm looking to liquidate because I'm not really interested in all that stuff anymore. It was like a collectible for me, and I found out that everything went up in value. So now I'm trying to get this eBay thing situated. So turns out that he's trying to get his money back, and he claims that the item got received in a damaged state, which is BS, I think, because the USPS would have said something. I went there and they said, well, usually it'll say that it's in a damaged condition. You can also see the weight differences. So if there's missing items, they always take a weight at every single drop off. So they would have seen that it was a different weight, and they would have reported that. Well, they're supposed to, So I'm a little surprised that he's actually going along with this. He's doing a return request. So now I have to call eBay once again. I already called them 3 times. I mean, this is a lot of money, so it's like you gotta be on the ball with it. So it is what it is. I mean, so far eBay's on my side. They're like, okay, well, when the only way he's going to be able to move forward is if he does that return request right now. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought maybe he was going to open up a case, like something independent from that, or I thought maybe he might say what he was trying to say is, because that's what he said. He wants to open up a case. It said specifically with eBay, but for some reason my mind drifted off and thought it was like some small claims thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to call eBay once again and see what's gonna, so pretty much what I want to do is, like, I know that layered latte might calm my nerves a bit, but in a way I don't want to, in a way it's like, I don't know, sometimes I get in these situations where I guess in a way I want my cortisol to be high in a way so that I can keep my focus on it. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but if I have that layered latte, it's gonna probably calm me down, and I feel like it's just going to kind of do things in the wrong, like, it's gonna make things go in the wrong direction. Like, when I have my layered latte, I usually want to be in the flow of things already and be calm that way, and then kind of speed things up. I don't want to, I don't want to be in a situation where I have it and then I'm all like worried about random things and I'm all over the place. That's the reason why I don't want to have the layered latte yet. So once I make that call on eBay, and because it's lunchtime right now, right? It's like 12:30, and everything is cleared. If it's not cleared, then it's like, well, maybe you might have to be, if they don't reassure me, if there's like some uncertainty and I might have to spend 2 hours on some random thing, then maybe I won't make the layered latte. But it's that whole thing about randomness where you're kind of incentivized not to eat, because it's like you don't want to, I don't know, not to eat, or you don't want to be in that calm state or whatever when you have to. I guess I am seeking cortisol in a way, because you want to make sure that you can be alert enough to where you can handle these random things. I mean, I'm glad that the job I have right now is so consistent. It's like I just see one thing and then I just make a judgment and I move on to the next. There's not very much randomness. It's like, so anyway, yeah, I got this new shirt. Melissa got it for me, and then pretty happy about it. I think I look pretty good in it. And then these are size 30 waist pants, so I like it a lot. This is my first 30 pants that I actually don't have to wear a belt. So yeah, it's like kind of going like that. They're size 30. So she also got me something else too here. And my horse, apologize if my voice is a little rash. It's because last night I actually didn't go to sleep until 2, because I don't really know what happened, but it seems like time just kind of flew by, and then eventually I was like, oh shit, it's time to go to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, things are just not going to work out for me, because like when you're breaking a fast and stuff like that, and when you're trying to do things like that, like, and get the protein in, ideally you should be lifting weights, doing some resistance training and stuff like that. And I honestly haven't given myself the time to do that. And so, you know, it's like if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's like you got to do something, you know. And so, and it's like I don't know. Maybe it's just because I got wrapped up into these things, but I don't know why I didn't go earlier. Should have gone. I mean, I did go to the gym like the day after the initial refeed, but I really didn't do anything, hardly. I mean, I felt so exhausted and all that, and it was because I just had the lean protein. I feel so much better having the fat. I feel horny. I feel like alive again. I feel like I'm myself again. Having all that fat in my system is like kind of like recalibrating myself with keto. You know, the energy's there. You know, I'm not saying, sorry if I put it like that. I meant like the energy's there again. I feel like I'm alive again. You know, I don't feel like I'm the Walking Dead anymore, like I was when I just had protein. That's the thing. I remember when I was younger, we were all about high protein, high carb, low fat. I remember my dad and we would cook the young chicken and all this shit we put in there, all these vegetables. And, you know, when we would have it, like we would get full or whatever. And then sometimes we would alternate between that and pasta. So it'd be like spaghetti and, you know, spaghetti and the pasta sauce, stuff like that. So, and sometimes pizza that we would cook at home, which is all wheat and stuff like that. So it'd be like high carb, high protein, low fat, for the most part. And I remember he would have olive oil in his pantry, and it would just sit there, and I didn't really know what we were supposed to do with it. I didn't even know it was an option for you to use it as dressing or anything useful. I didn't even know it was fat, to be honest. I didn't know what olive oil was. I was like, olive oil, huh? Is that like a chef's thing? Like, do chefs use it to power their special utensils or something? I had no idea at the time. I was what, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2008 era. And yet we were drinking yerba mate and stuff like that, or he would make yerba mate. So yeah, I'm like fully fat. I have a lot of fat in me right now, and more in proportion to the protein. And I, unfortunately, I think I might have been eating too many calories in the last 2 or 3 days. Yesterday I didn't show my refeed. My refeed yesterday, so I guess today is day 7. Yeah, my refeed yesterday was quite a bit. Like, I kind of started off with, I was gonna cook my steak the day before, and I didn't have time because I needed to do some work for, just some work. So, wait, was it Saturday? Man, I can't even keep up. So I didn't make my steak until Saturday, right? I'm sorry. I'm talking about transition from Friday to Saturday. Saturday, because today's Monday. So Saturday I did make the steak, I think. But that was like the morning after. and gosh, I forgot what else I had, but that one was okay. I think I had 1,700 calories at that time. But yesterday, I don't even know how much. I mean, it was kind of hard to count because I was like kind of eating more intuitively, which usually means higher calories. So it could have been anywhere from 1,500 to 2,200 calories. I would have to really sit down and spend 2 hours doing the calculation and like kind of like figure out exactly what it was, because I started off with eating at my mom's house around 12 p.m. and I brought over all the healthy stuff that I like, but I was kind of overdoing it. And then when we left, kind of went home, and I think I was getting a little hungry, but I subsequently grazed a little bit. So that might have added on another 300 or 400 calories because I was getting a little hungry, but I didn't want to cook the steak yet because I wanted to go to some. So we got home at like 4 p.m. and I woke up late. I think it was 11 a.m. actually. I never wake up that late. 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. On Sunday. I'm talking about Sunday. So, when I grazed, like I had some, I don't know how many calories, might have been 400 calories of dark chocolate and nuts because I was just trying to get satiated. And then I had some MCT oil. And so somehow my ketones went up like a little bit later, like to 1.3, because usually they've been low lately. So it's kind of interesting. And then, so that, like I kind of had like a handful of peely nuts with coconut. And I think I grazed another session. I don't even know. I was kind of all over the place. So, but the grazing wasn't that much. I just remember it wasn't really that much. But then to top it off, so basically everything seemed like it was fine. I got up to like 800 calories. And then I went out to go read my book. I went out to a cafe around 5 p.m. to read my book for about 2 hours. And then they closed, and I was going to go clothes shopping. Nothing was open because it was Sunday, right? And so I was like, shit, what do I do? And I think I went to the grocery store to get more vegetables because I ran out of vegetables, as I'd said in another video. And I think that took like another hour. So then I got back here, Melissa was still doing stuff, and she was actually sleeping because something happened, or she was just really tired. But then, I don't know, somehow it became 9, and then after that, that's right, yeah, obviously, yeah, of course. So like 9 p.m., that's when I said, you know what, shit, it's already 9, or actually, it became 9:30. It's already 9:30. I was like, I gotta cook my meal. I said I was gonna cook my steak today, this whole day, ever since I woke up, and I never did. So it was 9 p.m., 9:30, and I started 9:30 p.m., and I started to cook, and so I made about 560 calories of food, and it was I shared a half a ribeye, so that was only 0.45 pounds of a ribeye, half that, so I had 0.225 pounds of ribeye because I shared it with Melissa, and so basically I had an egg, and then I had shrimp, like about 200 calories worth of shrimp. So everything kind of added up to 560 calories. But to top it off, I had a protein shake with it. And I also decided to graze after that because I felt like I wasn't full enough on a bunch of dark chocolate and some more nuts. And I don't even know how many calories that was. So like I said, my calorie intake, like I thought it might have been like, I thought I calculated maybe 1,500 after that 700. Or that 800. I mean, 8 plus 5, 1,300. But, obviously when I did the 500, I didn't account for the protein shake, which was 200 calories. So yeah, I'm just saying 1,500. So anywhere from 1,500 to 2,200 calories because I'm not counting some of the grazing that I did. And so I don't even know how many calories that was. And unfortunately, I think that's part of the refeed. It's like, you get the hormones are just so strong, you're just going to go for it. And I mean, part of it was utilitarian. Like when I had part of it, that handful of food, it allowed me to carry through so I didn't have to make a whole meal to go read my book and to have that MCT oil. Because the MCT oil is 130 calories per tablespoon. But it's like, I mean, my ketones were a lot higher, 1.3, than they were. So it's like, than they were before, you know, like some subsequent day times. But that's still no, like, quote unquote excuse. And then after that, I also had something called an Oikos yogurt, which is not keto. It has tapioca starch, but it is an excellent weight loss tool, which it didn't affect my ketones, surprisingly. Here's an example of one of them. So this is a strawberry flavor. It has tapioca starch, and I typically stay away from that now. I usually have the Seagys, either Seagys, or I'll have, if I'm looking for the protein modified sparing fast, or I'll have this one, Strauss. Strauss is my absolute go-to because it's the most keto in my opinion. It has 40% of RDA for saturated fat, so 8 grams of saturated fat and 10 grams of fat in total per serving. That's a lot more fat than you would ever find. So like, and then I had a few bites of the keto brick. Again, it's hard to tell. You really have to sit down, but I don't think it would have exceeded 2,200 calories. I mean, it's just the reality. I don't even think I got that far. It's probably more like 1,900. So I did go a little bit high on the calories for a given day that I usually have. Remember I say 1,200, but yeah, we're here, and I've had a lot more fat than I normally do, and so I feel great. I mean, it's fantastic. And so now that all that cholesterol is going through my system and I'm fully have all that fat, I feel great. I feel way better than I did when I first broke my fast. I mean, what I mean by that is like, yeah, I felt more mentally sharp, but but all the other hormones were off. Like I just wasn't feeling it for other things. Felt like I wasn't lively, you know, like I am when I'm usually keto. When I'm keto, I feel like I can live life in different ways. You know, it's amazing. I just love it. So, and you also feel good about working out too. It's like there's nothing stopping you. Whereas like even with high protein, like you could probably do your workouts, but you just get all moody and it's just the worst thing in the world. You're like, you don't want it. You feel like you don't want to live anymore in a way. It's just a bad time. So I recommend keto to anyone if they're looking for a specific diet, because it just helps, you know, in everything that you want to do. But anyway, I'm gonna check my ketones actually, just to see like where I'm at, because it's been a while, or it's been since yesterday. Yesterday I clocked in. So when I did all that, when I had that handful of stuff in the MCT oil, I got up to 1.3. But then once I actually had the meal, a few hours later, I was at 0.5. So it might have gone down, but it's probably about the same, maybe 0.7 instead, not 0.5, because I haven't eaten yet. But let's just see here. So, right, you could see that I was at 0.5 last night after like at 2 a.m. or something. So, but the cortisol is kind of high, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's still kind of low, you know, or even lower, like 0.4 or 0.3, because yeah, I mean, I can feel that cortisol spike a little bit. But apart from ketosis, I'm at 1.0. That's good. Apart from ketosis, like, despite what the number says, it's 1.0, right? Despite what the number says, I still feel the effects of having all the fat in me, which is it's a good thing. And I still have my abs too. Like, I still kind of feel fat, but like, I don't know. So I still kind of feel fat because like there's still a little bit here. But this is a small shirt, and these are 30s, like I was telling you, right? So it is what it is. I mean, you're just gonna feel that way sometimes. Sometimes you feel bloated, but you're not fat or whatever. Or sometimes you feel a certain way, you feel fat, but you're not fat. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna post this right now. Appreciate it.